Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be working on learning all the notes on the fretboard. This will not only drastically improve your knowledge of the instrument, but it will also improve your soloing and comping because you will be able to move around the neck freely, like Free Willy. I stole this exercise from one of my favorite guitar players, Mateo Sasato. He stole it from his teacher, and now you guys get to steal it from me. Since this exercise doesn't have a name, for funsies, let's call it Hypnotic Octave Exercise. Let's take a look at the fretboard. When trying to find an octave, we have 4 different octave shapes that we will need to know. All of these octave shapes are moving towards the body of the guitar. Shape number 1. We will use this octave shape when our lowest note is on either the 6th or 5th string. To create this octave shape, we're going to move 2 frets towards the body of the guitar and 2 strings towards the floor. Shape number 2. We will use this octave shape when our lowest note is either on the 4th or 3rd string. To create this octave shape, we're going to move 3 frets towards the body of the guitar and 2 strings towards the floor. Shape number 3. We will use this octave shape when our highest note is on the 3rd string. We will move 3 frets towards the body of the guitar and 3 strings towards the ceiling. Note that the 3rd string is the only string that has 2 octave shapes associated with it. Shape number 3 and shape number 2. Shape number 4. We will use this octave shape when our highest note is starting on either the 2nd or the 1st string. To form this octave shape, we will move 2 frets towards the body of the guitar and 3 strings towards the ceiling. Quick note. In case you are wondering why the shapes look different, the answer is because of the tuning between the G and B strings. In case you don't know, the guitar is tuned in fourths except between the G and B strings that it is tuned in thirds. So anytime that you have a note involving those strings, the shape will be different. That's it, guys. Those are all the shapes that we need for this exercise. Once you get them under your finger and memorize, it will make learning the fretboard a lot easier. And I promise you that you're gonna see the neck in a completely different way. Now that we know all the octave shapes, let's dive into the exercise. For this exercise, you can pick any random note that you like. The important thing is that you always start with the closest note to the headstock. For this exercise, we're gonna be doing the note F together. So we have 2 options. Both of them are on the 1st fret of the low E string and high E string. Let's start the exercise with the F that is on the 1st fret of the low E string. We're gonna be using shape 1. And then from here, we're gonna be using shape 4. Now, since we need to keep climbing the neck, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick the farthest note that we played, and then we're gonna put our index finger there and then keep using octave shapes to keep climbing the neck. So from here, I'm gonna be using shape 2. Now, we're gonna pick the farthest note that we played, put our index there. This is gonna be shape 4. Now, put our index there. We're gonna be using shape 1 again. And now we're gonna be putting our index finger on the 10th fret of the G, and then we're gonna be using shape 2. And then shape 3. So now, guys, we made it to the 13th fret. Remember, after the 12th fret, everything repeats. So this 13th fret is basically your fret 1. So from here, we're gonna do what you just did. From here, use shape 1, then shape 4, put the index here, use shape 2, move the index, use shape 4, and your last F is gonna be with shape 1 all the way here. That's it, guys. We found all the Fs all throughout the fretboard. Now let's practice with a different note. Let's pick C. So we're gonna find the C that is closest to the headstock, that it happens to be this one, 1st fret on the B string. So from here, I'm gonna be using shape 4 to find my next C. Farthest note, that's where I'm gonna put my index finger now. I'm gonna use shape 1 to find my next C. farthest note, I'm gonna put my index there, and I'm gonna use shape 2. Remember, from this note, you also have shape 3 to find the next C. Now, farthest note, I'm gonna put my index. I'm gonna use shape 1. From here, I'm gonna use shape 4. Farthest note, I'm gonna put my index. I'm gonna use shape 2 to keep moving up. And look at this, I made it to the 13th fret, which, as we talked about, is the same as the first fret. So from here, we're gonna do exactly what we did as far as we can go. So from here, I'm gonna use shape 4 to find the next C. Now I'm gonna switch my index. I'm gonna use shape 1, switch index. I'm gonna use shape 2. Remember, from this note, you also have shape 3. You find the next C, you switch your index. Now you have shape 1. The last C is gonna be with shape 4 all the way up here. That's it, guys. We found all the C's all over the fretboard. As you can see, finding the notes is not too complicated once you memorize the octave shapes. The good thing is that we only have 4 shapes, and 2 of those shapes, shape 1 and 2, we use it a lot in guitar, so you guys probably already know those. So first things first, memorize the octave shapes. Once you have them under your finger, pick one note, focus on that note for maybe a week or so until you can find it all over the fretboard with no problems. Once that's the case, then you can pick a different note and keep moving on. I also love to do this exercise as a warm-up. I set up a 5-minute timer and then I pick a random note. I do the exercise all the way up and all the way down. I pick a different note, I go all the way up, all the way down, and by the end of it, my brain and my hands are warmed up.
Going on a laundry list, but you get the idea.
I left you guys a PDF with all the notes marked using the octaves. So when you're doing this exercise, you can pick your note and then you have an image to refer to at least at the beginning. If you have any questions, send them my way. I can't wait to hear from you guys, and I really hope this exercise works for you. See you next time.